Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be testing out 5 ridiculous guitar pedals. This is the third installment in this series. First I tried weird pedals, then bizarre ones, and now we move on to the world of ridiculous. As long as I can think up adjectives, I'm going to keep pumping out these videos. Before we get started, a quick word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by shopsamuraiguitarist.com, where you can find the traditional guitar playing samurai shirt like the one I'm wearing, as well as a number of different styles and colors. Did I just sponsor my own video? Heck yes, I did. If you want to find out more about any of the pedals we look at today, I'll put up some links in the description. Let's dive in. First, we have Charlie Stringer's Snarling Dogs Addicted to Hwa Mold Spore Psychosomatic Hwa, which would have made this list based on the name alone. What a mouthful that was. My first impressions of this thing are it weighs a metric shit ton and is fairly huge. In other words, it's an absolute unit. The pedal itself is shaped like a foot, which is great if you're like me and sometimes forget what appendage you use to control it. It seems to be broken down into two halves. When the left side is engaged, we get a fairly standard wah controlled by these knobs. We can select between a number of classic wah sounds, giving us the signature sound of a 70s movie. Now here's where the fun begins. If we engage the Mold Spore side of things, we are quickly transported into the Twilight Zone. Pretty wild stuff. Here's what's going on. We are mixing a wah pedal with a ring modulator. The controls are pretty self-explanatory. We have the level of psychoscamation here, the straitjacket volume here, and this is the frequency. And using these, we control how much mold is sprinkled into our sound or how much wah is in there. We can also mess around with the frequency of the oscillating wave, which can be controlled by your foot as well. The simple wah alone is excellent, and when the insanity is dialed down, I could definitely see how you'd find some usable and unique tones. But when the mold is cranked up, you're creating sounds that are probably best played in an art gallery instead of a music venue. For example, here's the most terrifying sound I've ever made on guitar. Next up is the Mothership 2 analog synthesizer by Pigtronics, and to give you a quick idea of what this thing can do, here is an open G chord. It sounds like a litter of pigs oinking it up. How fitting. Let's see if we can find something a little more practical. I am into that. This little piggy just went to market. Let's see what else we can come up with. Very cool. Here's what's going on. Unlike a traditional guitar pedal, your guitar signal is not being modified, though you can blend that signal in. Instead, the guitar is electronically triggering new sounds, which can then be messed with using the controls. Here's a little jam I came up with. Everything you hear besides the drums are done using the Mothership. There's a huge spectrum of sound you can get from this little pork chop, but be aware there is a bit of a learning curve. The tracking, meaning how long it takes your guitar to trigger a sound, is excellent. I don't hear any delay. My only complaint is that it's monophonic. You can only play one note at a time. I really wish I could use this to play chords so I could play the intro to Van Halen's Jump with it. Oh well. Moving on, we have the Raster by Red Panda. And when I got this thing, I thought it would help me play reggae like a true Rastafari. I was wrong. Instead, it's a pitch shifting delay pedal which can lead to some insane sounds. Here's an example. Like a normal delay pedal, it takes a note you play and repeats it. Unlike a normal delay pedal, it changes the pitch of those repetitions. The shift knob here determines how much higher or lower the pitch of the repetition is going to be, and these switches here determine how that signal is changed. For example, one setting shifts the pitch of the delay once, and the rest of the repetitions stay there. While another setting consistently has the delays getting higher. It functions in a slightly similar way as the count to 5 pedal, which I've mentioned in another video, but the slight changes open up a whole world of sound. I'm going to play a variety of AC/DC licks with this thing, see if you can guess which ones they are. soundscapes the pitch shifting opens up is amazing, and I'm excited to explore them more. I'll be using this thing regularly when I start the world's worst AC/DC cover band. As an added bonus, when you turn off the shift, it's a really great basic delay pedal too. You can call this man a Red Panda fan. The fourth pedal we're looking at today is the ZVEX Fuzz Probe, and what a delightful probe this is. If you were to remove the bottom half of this pedal, it's the same thing as a ZVEX Fuzz Factory. It's got the output volume, a noise gate, compressor, a drive, nothing too crazy until you get to the stab knob, which controls how much voltage you send to the pedal. The practical application is the more stabbiness you add, the glitchier and crazier it gets. What really sends this pedal into outer space is the bottom half. This plate functions like an antenna and can detect how far away your hand or foot is. This feature controls the stab knob, making it possible to sporadically interject some stabby goodness into your fuzz tones. You can also get it feeding back and use the thing almost like a theremin. Very interesting technology. Zachary Vex is always pushing the envelope when it comes to the wonderful world of weird. If every now and then you want to make it sound like your guitar is losing a knife fight, this is the perfect addition to your pedal board. The only downside is if you leave your cables flopped over top of it, it can pick up a fair bit of radio interference. The other night when I was messing around with it, I was picking up election coverage from Omaha. I live in Canada. For my last pedal in today's video, I'm gonna cheat a bit. It's actually not a guitar pedal, rather an instrument built into a guitar pedal casing. But what are you gonna do, report me to the guitar pedal police? Anyway, here it is, the Astral Whip by Electro Faustus. It's basically a vacuum hose attached to a pedal chassis with a microphone inside that plugs into a guitar amp. What would anyone do with such a thing, you may ask? Well, it actually makes some fairly interesting sounds. And maybe the coolest sound is when you spin it in circles. Can it be used musically? I think so. Stand back, my friends. When I introduced this thing, I said it was an instrument. I stand corrected, it's more like a lifestyle. This is my new calling. This is what now defines me. Watch out, world, for Samurai Astral Whippist. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. 5 ridiculous guitar pedals. I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's a pedal you think I should try out in another one of these videos, let me know in the comment section, but just so you know, I am familiar with the Korg Miku. Her and I are old friends. If you enjoy this, check out my other 2 videos in this series where I try out a whole whack of other strange pedals. Remember to swing by shopsamuraiguitarist.com where you can find the traditional guitar playing samurai shirt like I'm wearing today, available in a variety of styles and colors. An extra big thank you to everyone who supports my channel through Patreon. Until next time, I'm Samurai Guitarist, and I will see you again soon.